Coming up next, two organizations team up to inspire Nigerian children to read. Enjoy this.
At the level of effort that
perhaps there is nothing more important for Nigeria's future than educating her children and inspiring them to develop a reading culture. The 30-Day Challenge is a project that does exactly this. Initiated by Young Readers Library and supported by the British Council, which is celebrating 75 years in Nigeria, the initiative challenges Nigerian children to read 30 books in 30 days during the summer holiday. At an event organized at the British Council, Lagos, children, parents and teachers were hosted to an award ceremony event to unveil the finalists and ultimately announce and reward the winners of the 30 Days Challenge competition.
So what is 30 Books Challenge? 30 Books Challenge is a challenge for children and teenagers between the age of 4 to 16 to read 30 books in 30 days. And those 30 books must spread across different genres of books. They must read at least 5 non-fiction books, 5 indigenous books. Of those 5 indigenous books, they have to read 2 any Nigerian local language. This year, our theme is Space Chase. So we're expected to read at least 3 space-themed books. All our books must make up 30 books.
It was fun, educative, and interactive.
When did the first man walk on the moon? So can we all clap for ourselves? Mommies, can we clap for our mommies and our daddies as well?
A panel that discussed why a lot of children don't read explored the subject.
Some children find reading to be very boring. And in the line of education, reading might come as just a form of research and knowledge. That is, you're reading a book because you want to solve an assignment. Yes. So when you're reading a book just to solve an assignment, the kid might just read and solve it, then they won't pick interest. Because it's just like, I'm back in the classroom because I'm holding a book. So that could make it very boring and difficult. So if you can break that away from it and just make it like fun, then children will read more.
Another reason is when you give them books that are not age appropriate, you've killed the spirit in that child. The child will never like to read a book. So first of all, you need to, once the child is growing up, you need to start teaching them, even from the womb. If you're pregnant, you can read to an unborn baby.
I started reading to my daughter when she was very little. And we'll laugh, we'll play, I will dramatize everything we read. And that's really, create that interest to read. And today, she can read 3 books in a day. She has passion. She's really, really interested in reading. So it has to be an early thing. You start early.
Closely related to that will be the fact that some children don't see their parents reading as well. So probably the best way to show your child that it is important to read is to demonstrate, and then you also find time to read. I understand that we are so busy and all that, but when we read and then the children see us reading, I think that there is that effect where it brings out the interest from them to want to read more.
Children don't read. The effects on children who don't learn how to read struggle with low self-esteem and inadequacy.
In future, they will have emotional problems.
The children who were shortlisted were further tested to determine the winners of the 30 Days Challenge.
No matter how long the story is, 200 pages, a child has to be able to retell what he or she read in the story. So there's a favorite part of the book where the child writes what was the favorite part, and there's also a very good part of it where the child can become an author instantly, change a narrative in the story. So it's full of lots of things.
So you read a book.
You read a book.
And then you feel this.
Yes, you log in your information.
Favorite character.
Favorite part of the book, the lesson learned. And then there's a beautiful part. The child learns new words. A child can feel like 5 new words every day. So it's increasing the child's vocabulary. So the child has learned close to 5 new words every day.
Wow.
So imagine learning 5 new words for 30 days. Wow. That's a lot it will do for you when you resume in school. Your academics, you learn to use so many words, and then it helps you in class in writing essays. It also helps every part of our subjects. It's very good that children learn new words. Okay. So it was an amazing time of learning. And then there's also this part of the book where the child had to read indigenous books. Indigenous books are books written by Nigerian authors, or even books in their language, local language.
The children who participated shared their experiences.
My experience was very fun. I enjoyed it. And the first day I started my 30 books challenge, I was kind of nervous. When I finished writing one of my reading journal, I'll go back to it, change some few things. The answer somewhere, I'll do the same.
First day of 30 book challenge, I was still shy, nervous, but as I continued writing in it, I got used, and sometimes, to be honest, I write more than one a day. So some of my new words are cyberbullying, which means you bully someone like daily. And some of the indigenous books I read were Bantu the Big Fat Bully, Lion Comes to Town by my friend, Bola Shaolu. And some of the space books I read were Planet Earth, Planets in our Solar System, etc.
Finally, it was time to reward the winners who had successfully read 30 books in 30 days and fulfilled other related requirements.
Best use of vocabulary. Without the support of our parents, we want to appreciate you, hopefully.
A unique competition indeed, with multiple benefits for children and their parents.
I feel happy, and I know the effort I put in is worth being the winner, so I'm not okay.
I really enjoyed the space chase books because I like adventure books, and I found myself wanting to know more about things that happen out in space, about different planets and satellites and what they do, rockets, and it was rather interesting. I had to research on some of the things myself, and I found out a lot. I learned a lot.
And key to education, of course, is reading. And the younger that we can get people involved with reading, the better. And all of the evidence shows that the more kids read, not just the more literate and the more able and the more capable they are, but also the happier they are in later life. So this is why we're encouraging them to read and why we're working with organizations in Nigeria to do that.
I looked at our environment and I realized that the reading habit is on the decline, most especially during the summer holiday where the kids have about 3 months and most of the time they're playing. I thought of an initiative to encourage children to read for pleasure, not just reading for pleasure, but also for purpose, to develop literacy skills that would help them even in their academics and in their future endeavors. So I thought of the 30 Books Challenge.
Well, I hope you have had a good time with us today. As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.